Okay, I think we're Alex, we're going live now.
Yep, we've got a few people in here.
Yeah, chat's working. Yeah, the video we'll fix for next time.
While you're setting that up, let me grab one thing real quick. You can intro to people if you want.
Sounds good. Hey guys, Josh is grabbing something quick, so we will begin in a few minutes. I'm just gonna have a little informal chat, talk about a couple macro plays, things we're seeing, touch on some of our current plays, just the general market, how we're kind of a little bit bearish on some things and bullish on others. Yeah, Michael, he's grabbing himself. Take that as you will. we'll have to bring you on for one of these once we get it hooked up with Twitch or YouTube TV.
Okay. All right, I'm back. Sorry.
At Finance was wondering what you meant when you said you had to go grab yourself.
No, I was actually grab some water. I was sick the last few days, and I was afraid of my voice just like cracking up on here.
How was your Valentine's Day?
It was pretty good. I mean, we went to the symphony. We did basically the stuff that 40-year-olds do for
Oh, that's what it
Valentine's Day.
was. Okay, was that Star Wars?
Yeah, yeah,
I saw some lightsabers. That's
yeah,
awesome.
yeah. They had just opened it back up. It was shut down for renovations, and so we're back in business now.
Hell yeah.
Things change though for Valentine's Day. It's actually kind of great because when you're younger, you have all these expectations that have to be thrown in for Valentine's Day, and then when you get married for a few years, things get more efficient. You still celebrate, but you're definitely more like focused,
Just like how we're about to be with the market. We're locked in here. We're locked in. Uh,
locked in.
I'm single, so I don't need to worry about that. But you know, full force on what's going on.
I think
The
that's
after hours
actually the
side of
real
things.
reason why we're here. We invited everyone so that we could see if anybody has any like acquaintances or single friends for our Hidden Gems team over here.
That's crazy work. Crazy work. I mean, yeah, but if everyone if you see the little heart at the bottom right, if you can hit that just to boost exposure. I mean, we wanted to start doing this on a more frequent basis and possibly bring in some other people from like 0 hour, people from after hour, things like that. Uh okay, it's popping off. We'd love to see it. Thank you.
Oh,
Uh After
well,
hour thing
I
does,
feel like one
bro.
of those like really pretty girls on Instagram.
Look at it. I know. It's awesome. I see why they do it now. Absolutely. So I'm curious about just getting into actual some stuff here, the bond play. Where are we with that? Is that something you're still holding? And
So yeah, I mean, I get that question a lot. I don't talk about it much because it's probably my most painful play I've ever had in my life. I did a lot of research on it and had this plan in place, right? And so ended up going down. I think I had put like something like 100K into it, and I know people look at my sync and think I'm down to like 35K. I'm not down to 35K, but I put 100K onto it, and it dropped 87%. And so
whoa, how much? How much you say you put in it?
about
Say
100K,
100?
yeah, 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 yeah. So
Okay.
it dropped 87%, and but that's the game you play with zeros. With that specific play, it's got a lot of elements that make it basically pop off really quickly, and so it also drops really quickly. So I bought it at like it was I think zeros was like 67, $68, and it dropped down to like 63 or 64, and so my play debt went way down. Um, and so I didn't really comment on it because it's painful, but I did hold, so I am still holding it, and it expires in June. I know, I know. I'm gonna see the chat down 87%. Yes. If you ever want to know if somebody can really hold, um, ask them if they go down 87% and still hold because I did, and it's not fun. But I did hold it, and within 1 week, it went from 87% to 57% down. And that's how quickly it can move. And so what we got to
Absolutely.
realize is that, yeah, that one play went from 87% down to 57% down. And so if I get another week like that, um, I'll be in a really good position. And so when I say that I think the market's going to have some rough times, I do mean that, but I also know that I am going to absolutely love if that happens. So full transparency, I would love it
Yeah,
for my.
I think that's one of the reasons why people follow you or me on After Hour and some of the other people in the circle is just the conviction side of things, where our entries a lot of the time aren't perfect. I mean, sometimes they're good. Sometimes though they're not. And I mean, I'm holding like a bunch of Ondas sleeps and option spreads and things like that are just way down. Um, you know, 5 figures down, I think. That normal people would probably like paper hands out of because they haven't done, the back end research of things. I mean, that bond play you researched for a while, Ondas you researched for a while, knew all those things, and I mean, so far they've been successful, and it wasn't an easy ride. I think should be the other thing that we touch on if we're thinking about like October or November for Ondas. I mean, we were in the shit for lack of a
I
better
mean,
word.
yeah, I don't think people realized how well our options were doing. Um, Me and Drone Daddy or Hidden Gems, whichever one we want to go with on the stream,
Just go
but
JT, just JT.
J-
Yeah.
JT, yeah, with me and JT, I mean, we were doing like 50K, 100K weeks, like $100,000 in a week. I mean, that was kind of like how well our leaps were doing. Um, and we were at the top
October
of the
8th,
world.
man. It was I was doing 40K a day for a couple days. I
Yeah,
mean, Young Ember was 300K. I mean,
it was
it was
nuts.
crazy.
It was nuts. And we don't have the portfolios that people like Young Ember. And so for me and JT, we were doing significant numbers. Now, that's not to brag because actually it's been a huge shift for us with the market the way it is now. It's not that our plays aren't solid; it's that the market is not happy with growth plays right now. And I think that's the key, right? Is that we're having to shift because the market is also shifting.
Yeah, and, I mean, I mean, the S&P is down like half percent, something like that, from all-time highs. But yeah, growth plays, I mean, a lot of the ones, at least in our basket, are down like 10 to 40% from all-time highs. So it's definitely been just a shift. I'd say in both of our strategies. I mean, I'm holding long on all those DCAing, but I've really got into more of the day trading, SPY and things like that. And I know you with the bonds and just switching up the strategy with the market. Um, this will be like the first upcoming bear market that I've been in as like a full time trader that's actively doing this stuff hours and hours and hours a day. So it was definitely a switch, especially with how hot everything's been running the last year or so and how we've developed our plays and our portfolios. It definitely was a just a whole shift. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and
I think it's a learning experience.
well, so this will be your first. The bear market shift is interesting because uh, I don't talk about it much, but the reason why I've had a few questions here, I promise we're going to get to some of these. But one of the things about our strategies about doing leaps and these long plays is that um, even if you go down, like even if you drop, your portfolio drops 50%. Um, if you are ready to go when the market shifts back to not say bullish, but more of like neutral, if you're ready to start buying at that point and you can really get in those leap positions once the market falls, you're in a great spot. If you let yourself get down to zero, I mean, absolute zero, you have no ammunition to respond to the market. And I've taken my portfolio up multiple times and I've had mistakes. Like I made a mistake with Palantir last year when the market dropped and I dropped like, I don't remember, like 200K or something from Liberation Day. And so those moments will happen. And it's just important that you have ammunition to fight it when the time comes. I think that's the most important thing.
And on top of that, it's important to be patient as well with the ammunition. I mean, I was out of on this at 1450 out of everything. I mean, it was like 116,000 or something realized gains. But then it started going up again. It went up to 1550, and we thought it would go possibly to that private placement of like 1650, I believe. And I was just like, I can't miss it. I got really bad FOMO, and then I got into ONDL at about 40, and it went down to, I mean, 17, $16. That was with 120,000, I think I put in. So I actually had a great exit, but then I didn't stick to my guns on patience and waiting, and I know that cost me in the short term here. So I think it's important to just always keep at least, I mean, especially in this market. I mean, I've been preaching on the Substack chats like 40 to 50% dry powder. Um, and I know a lot of the plays have already pulled back in our sector, but I think it's going to get a lot worse in broader areas. So if you take anything away from the stream, it's just that be conservative, be defensive right now, and it's really not when or if an opportunity is going to come, but when.
Yeah, and then watch out for. I've been on X quite a bit recently, and I've noticed that people are just like constantly making these posts where they say, um, "This is down 50% from their all-time highs." Like that's some kind of signal to buy. It's not. It's
For
not at
what
all.
hymns? You want to talk about hymns?
Yeah,
I
well,
can't
I mean,
believe the fall
Hims,
off of that.
Hims is one of them, but like other plays, like even Palantir. I'm going to tell people right now, even now is not the right time for Palantir because these plays that are popular like that are going to take a whooping. Like they're going to get hit hard if the market does shift. Things like Apple and stuff that will move, but it won't move like these growth plays will, and these ones with high PEs. It's gonna be a big deal. By the way, I just want to catch one of these questions. Somebody asked about, I think Mike D, you asked about what bonds do you recommend? TLT is it's just a much safer option than what I did. I mean, what I do is the play I picked is kind of like I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. It's basically a lottery ticket play, in either direction. Just it's a lottery ticket that could take you down. TLT is not like that. Leaps will are much safer, much more mature option. Going out a little farther, you're going to be in pretty good shape because rates are going to go down. It's just when. When is the question, and why? That's the other question. Why? Why matters.
Yeah, I think we also need to look at just broad uh, macro P/E price to earnings ratio. Sorry, I just had a it's been a long weekend. Price to earnings ratio. I mean, everything is kind of overvalued. I think. I mean, what is really propping up the market right now? It's just a lot of money from the mega caps going into other mega cap pockets. I don't really see anything that's going to push us over 7,000 or keep this bull run going. I mean, I think we're due for a pullback. I don't think it's going to be anything like the dot-com bubble, but I think
Oh,
10 to 15%, maybe not 15, but 10% is definitely a possibility. I don't think people are really, they think the worst is over. It's gone down 0.5%. I don't think a lot of people are, I don't think they're not going to believe it until it happens, is my take on it right now.
right, and it's a trick. It's a trick right now because if you actually look right now at the Mag Seven, they comprise 31.3% right now. Um, of let's just say the bubble right now of the tech bubble versus 2000. So in 2000's tech bubble, they had 19%. The Mag 7 or the top 7, which some of these companies I don't even recognize anymore from early 2000s. I don't even remember Nortel, and I should, but I don't.
Never
So
heard of it.
I
Never
know,
heard of it.
I know, but back then it was 19%. And now we're at 31.3%, and we're at this point now where it's not the Mag 7 is really kind of propping up the entire system. And so you have a problem here, right? This week we've got Nvidia earnings coming up, and people know that I get bullish around about Nvidia during earnings because they always drop the day after, and people give me, um, they stress me about it, but that's just how the data shows. They fall almost every time the day after. So no, I wouldn't do calls on Nvidia, especially this week.
Well, I think they just got into a circle of every single time they were exceeding their earnings beat, and it's just gotten to a point of you need just the most ridiculous performance of kind of overdoing analyst estimates to get it to move at all, just because it's been so impressive over such a long period of time. I think we're kind of running out of these. I guess you could call them like a show horses or something. I don't think there's too many tricks left in the hat. I mean, it's already so big. I think we've kind of reached the end of that, and the mega cap drawdowns are probably going to pull other things down with them. I'm pretty confident though in our small cap plays. I think they've kind of gotten a lot of the beatings that were due, and I'm not as worried about them falling farther from current levels more than they already have. I mean, if the market did pull back on a large scale, I think they would continue to drop, but I don't think we're going to see like another, 30, 40% shaved off of like Ondas' market cap, for example, or something like Lightpath or UMAC. I think we have like some defensive uh, catalysts and tailwinds coming that should boost up like the drone sector, manufacturing, things like DDD, Lightpath, UMAC, all of those plays that
Oh
we're
yeah.
holding right now. But I'd be scared to like just hold SPY right now. Like I think just day by day trading it, following the trend, and then when a larger breakdown occurs, just riding the wave down, shorting it is going to be something that should be really profitable. I know I'll be documenting that journey on my end. I know you like to do the options more, right? But I'm doing
I
more
mean,
like futures.
I do options. And actually, that's something that a lot of times people get confused about is that they'll see me drop from like 10,000 shares of a stock to mostly options, and that's actually my game. So I'll hold shares until I really like feel invested in the stock. And then as soon as I feel invested in the stock, then I'll switch to options because leaps are my game. And so I won't hold that as many shares. And sometimes that works against me, and sometimes that um, becomes a major advantage. It becomes a major advantage when we start running because I can have better returns than most of the players in the game because of my leaps. But right now, when the market's going down continually, just bleeding, I'm hurting more than most people. But that's the game you play, right? You pick your game and you stick with it. But when you mentioned our plays,
With leverage, yeah.
yeah, and when you mentioned our plays, we have bias. I mean, everyone in here, we are clearly biased towards our plays. I mean, I don't want to pretend like we're not.
We're
But
meeting
there
with the
is,
CEOs. I mean, that's to get
yeah,
much more biased than that, which we
yeah,
are posting soon. So watch
yeah,
out for that.
yeah. We are biased, but it's okay because there's a reason behind our madness. We're looking at what when the economy goes down or gets slower or gets bearish, whatever. The machine doesn't shut down for defense. It doesn't shut down for utilities. It doesn't shut down for specific items. Um, won't matter in a bearish market as much. I mean, they're still going to do well. Now, will they take a little bit more pain? Maybe, but we're not dropping down to where we started in 2025 for the most part, except for Palantir. Maybe I don't know. It might hit $100. I don't know, but and I like Palantir, guys. I mean, I'm my first run was Palantir. I just know that right now it's a target, as you can see for how quick it sells off.
Michael Burry's going after him too on everything. I know there's like a war between Alex Karp and Michael Burry on
Oh
social
yeah,
media. It's pretty
it,
funny to watch.
it's helping both of their PR though. I'll tell you that. Like it is,
Oh,
it's a nice
100%.
PR game for them.
I would be a little worried if I see a Palantir X Ring doorbell deal though. I don't know if you were watching the Super Bowl, but there was that commercial where they were saying, connect your Ring doorbell so you can like find a dog, and I'm like, okay, that's absolutely going to be used for like surveillance of whoever. I mean, whoever owns that. So Palantir,
Yeah,
awesome company, but the tech is it's a little controversial. I'll say that.
it is.
Let's use more of our plays.
Yeah, and I mean it really is. I mean, like if you have it for the long run and you're thinking about 10 years, it really doesn't matter what you buy it at. I mean, you're going to be fine probably over 10 years. It's just I'm just thinking you're like right now, like the next 6 months, right? And I'm thinking about next week, the data that we get, and the fact that we have elections coming up, and elections matter here because they're way behind right now. Right now, there's like a I don't know 35% chance or 40% chance Republicans can keep the House. And I won't get political here, but I will say that we will see moves made in the market to help try to win the election. That's just something we got to be ready for.
Yeah, I know with playing defense as well, it's going to be those elections are probably going to matter more than other sectors in terms of funding, because a lot of it's coming, directly from the government with these plays, which is one of the reasons I also like Ondas right now is because of their move to more of an international market. I mean, we don't really have many contracts in the U.S. right now, if any. It's all coming from like Israel and then Germany, and probably some contracts in the United Kingdom now too with that new acquisition of Rotron. And I know we have what more contracts from an undisclosed Asian country as well. I mean,
Yeah,
I think we got to start looking internationally. I think the U.S. right now for stock plays in general is oversaturated, and we need to be looking at other markets or plays that are active in other markets, especially in defense, because yeah, we know defense isn't going anywhere. We know that's a sector that's going to ramp up, and then any plays that work with that in terms of manufacturing components are probably going to be big with this global push for autonomous systems.
we should probably tell people why we're seeing so much news from outside the country in specific pockets, and why Ondas is making these moves. I mean, I think it's valid. I mean, I'll talk about Germany real quick. Uh, Something that people don't really realize about Ondas is that the reason why they're so powerful is because they are creating little hubs within each region, and those hubs act as an anchor for them within their like domestic production pipeline, but it also um, acts as an ally for other hubs. So they're sending resources and designs and um, different tech to different places. And so I think that's powerful because Ondas is playing a neutral party. They're playing like I just want to say like basically a neutral ground in each region.
And I think a lot of the stuff we don't know about yet. I mean, I'm sure they have hubs popping up that either we can't talk about or uh, just haven't been reported. I think there's a lot of stuff cooking behind the scenes. Um, and I think we will see some stuff here, probably with the Department of Homeland Security, and just tying that back into how I think the industry is going to be less affected by a broader pullback. Just because if you look at all the stuff going on with the government shutdown, that was like in direct relation to some stuff at the Department of Homeland Security, unrelated to the drone stuff. But you could see that even though the government shut down, the Department of Homeland Security was still funded. So, regardless, these companies are going to get uh, paid out by these entities securing defense-related tech, regardless of what's going on. I mean, the budget's there, taxes aren't going anywhere. The market's still going to be lucrative. And I think I don't want to say I don't want to call the bottom on Ondas at being at the 750 mark or 780 mark, whatever it was, but I think we are going to see an uptrend here as we get closer to earnings next month.
I think that I think that it's easier to call a bottom when we've fallen so hard. And I will say a lot of other plays have not really fallen that much. And so if you guys are looking at other plays to get into, and I'm not going to sit here and just pump on just the whole thing, but I would look for the ones that are at least if you're going to buy a dip, buy the ones that have already fallen. And I will say I want to come back into HIMS for just a second because I know you mentioned that earlier, and I see people that have mentioned that before. Um, I did some research this weekend on HIMS competitors and really looked at what is their contract with Novo. And what I found is that almost all of them have just signed on to basically get a small percentage, sales percentage of the $150 oral pill. So they've all basically reached a deal, and I'm pretty sure that Hims is going to come in here with the same deal. Now that's going to hurt them because I think 30 to 40% of their revenue is from GLP-1s, so they're going to take a hit. But I will say, I don't think that they're going to be completely cut off from the GLP-1 game. I think that basically they're going to cut the same deal as WebMD and all these other players that are out there. Walgreens even has one of those deals. So um, I think they're going to be fine. I just don't know when to tell people when to buy it. I don't think they're going bankrupt. I don't think that's going to happen.
I think they're predominantly like a marketing company. I feel like their marketing is very good. I see it everywhere. Are good. It so they know how to market. Um, I feel like there's been issues with their leadership, right? How did they not predict this Novo Nordisk issue and lawsuit? Um, I do wonder what other products they're going to leverage as well in the future. If it's going to be more than just like GLP-1s and other miscellaneous pills that I don't want to get into here
Yeah.
and things like
I mean,
that.
there's a whole bio revolution that's going on right now under behind the scenes, and it's all with telehealth. Everything is telehealth, and the one thing Hims does very well is, like you said, marketing, but also their at-home labs are very good. And so, uh, actually feel like they're an acquisition target. I mean, if I was one of the big players right
I
now,
was
I
about to
would
say
just
that.
buy them.
Yep.
I would buy them in a heartbeat because they're cheap now, and you're going to get access to their customer base, which is actually really large. So I don't
Well,
know.
they have less than a $4 billion market cap, and I've never seen a company with a market cap that small in so many different pieces of media, whether it's like TV, social media, ad campaigns, everywhere. I'm actually shocked that they weren't acquired at this price by a larger entity and then just used as a storefront for their products. I mean, maybe that's happening behind the scenes. We don't know about it. Are you waiting for it to go to 12 or something? Or
I mean,
I'm looking at it right now as well.
I do have like a small like position of just like leverage just in case it has a pop off moment, but I'm just not sure yet. I mean, I want to see. It hasn't slowed down enough for me to jump in because it seems to be still getting a lot of slack, and I'm worried that if we get a bad market week, it could go more. But either way, I don't think it's a bad company as far as like the customer base. It's huge. The customer base is huge. I know a ton of people who have used their products. So,
Oh yeah, I mean it's everywhere. I'm also
and,
curious. Oh, wait, go ahead.
no, you're good. You're good.
Oh, I was gonna pivot to something else. But if you have more thoughts on this, let's hear 'em.
No, pivot.
Pivot. All right. What's your stock pick for the next 6 months? What's aside
Ooh.
from let's keep Ondas out of it. Nothing like that. What's your stock pick and why?
All right. If I have to pick one right now, I mean, like, are we going safe or hard? Like, are we going safe or
We don't do safe here. Let's be honest.
okay? Well,
We
I gotta
respect
do a little
boys.
safe. I gotta do a
All right, all
little
right.
safe. Um, if you guys were wanting to park money, just park it, ride out this whatever is going to happen with the economy. Teradyne is your robotics play and your chip play in one, and it's
And
not
what's
just
the
an
ticker
AI
on
data
that?
center. Teradyne TER. And actually, I actually have the leveraged Teradyne. I can't a TERG or something. I can't remember what it was. It's up 97%. I bought one share like a few weeks ago. I'm up 97%. Now that's a very depressing thing to see one share at 97% after a few weeks, but I'll just leave that there. So I did buy a few more shares, but Teradyne is your that's really your chip play, and they are not really part of that whole like AI data center circle trade thing that NVIDIA loves to do. They're kind of doing their own path. Um, so you got them, but you've also got Kawasaki. I talked about KWHIY all the time. They have a stock split coming April 1, and it's going to be like if you I think like $8 or $9 a share or something like that. That's a good company. That they're industrial robotics, and that's the thing. So everyone wants to talk about robotics, right? Everyone wants to get in the robotics game. Everyone wants those shares, but most of the good plays for humanoid are not available. And so you've got if you're going to do robotics, it's got to be um, factory. It's got to be that. So that's your play. Okay, so that's my
I
pick.
love
If
it.
you that's my pick if you want that. If you want the safe like unmature investor. If you want the growth play, you've got two options, and people know my calls. So I mean, I'm just going to tell you, uh, 3D Systems is valuable. It's going to be a big player. Uh, Velo is a big player, but you got to understand that Velo gets basically their ass handed to them when the market goes bad. Like they drop $5 or $6 a share, but they're also going to run $5 or $6 a share on a good day.
Yeah,
So,
they've been an impressive swing play over the last few months. I mean, if you were playing that actively, yeah, I mean, it was going from 10 to 20 and back to 10, back to 20. I mean, you could have made a lot of money just buying and selling, holding shares.
oh yeah, like that one. And then 3D Systems is actually, I mean, it's actually held its own, guys. Y'all got to realize when I started pushing it, it was like $1.80 a share or something like that. And now it's kind of holding above 220. It's pretty good when the growth plays are getting just demolished right now. It's not that bad. So you're talking about a company that, and I know that I get a lot of people that have different opinions on 3D um, plays.
Hmm.
It's really right now there is no winner. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. There is no clear winner right now in the additive manufacturing space. So you guys got to decide your poison. I picked 3D Systems because I like their medical side, and I like the fact that they did reduce debt. They have an amazing CEO. And I didn't pick Nano Dimensions just because I don't really like how small their printers are. I mean, they're more of like prototypes. So
So I don't think a lot of people know with like the 3D systems, that's ticker DDD. Uh, they don't understand the denture play because it's dentures. It's boring. But just go
okay,
remind me again what the return on investment is in terms of how much it is to make a denture versus how much you can sell it to like insurance companies and things like that. I mean, it was insane.
yeah. So insurance companies will, along with billing the patient, they can bill three or $2,000 to $3,000 for a pair of dentures, and
And
those break pretty easily. But 3D Systems, their printers can actually print a pair of dentures for about $40. And so the thing is, when you do that, it's not like it changes how much you can bill insurance. You could still bill insurance for that, and they may not reimburse a full amount, but they're going to go way more than $40. So, yeah, it's a big game. I mean, $40 is a huge margin for dentists.
I mean, that's got to be one of the best margins of any product aside from some like web service AI stuff in the game. I mean, that is absolutely ludicrous.
It's crazy. It's
Uh,
crazy, and they look good too. You can go to their website and look at them. The dentures actually look pretty great for being printed on a printer.
So
Oh,
they
you
can
want to
make
know
it
the
for
other ticker?
40, sell it for 3,000. That's 70. That's 7,400% increase on the margin there in terms. I mean, that could what bring DDD from $2 to like 50 a share. I mean, let's just say they start mass producing those. They're the Apex seller. I mean that DDD. I mean just picking up leaps on those right now. I think I have about $10,000 in leaps. I mean
Yeah,
those are probably a sleeper play over the next year where they could be bigger than anything else if they
yeah,
got those deals figured out.
yeah. The Greeks are amazing. If you guys look at the Greeks on 3D Systems, I mean, you buy leaps on that one for a year out, 2 years out. It's actually affordable and it's great. Like the volatility's down. I mean, they're in a great position right now. Now, here's the thing you guys got to remember. They're not going to do PR campaigns very often saying, we just got this contract for dental implants for blah, blah, blah. Because most of the time, the companies that actually sell their product are using their 3D printers and rebranding it or selling it to something else. Because most medical companies are not going to state that they use this specific printer. They're just going to sell a solution to dentists, and it might just be rebranded, but that's how it works. I mean, one of their biggest buyers never mentions their name, and I can't remember what their name is, but they never mention 3D Systems. But yeah, somebody said they're more durable. They are more durable too. Yeah, you can drop them. Somebody else asked about the other ticker. Velo is the other ticker, but the one that if you guys really want to know that I feel really good about, ULBI is what I mentioned. It is a battery supplier for a ton of defense. And so if you look them up, go look up what they do. They do batteries for space, batteries for ground units, batteries for drones. They're a big player, and their market cap is low enough to where They're not going to move down much, really, from where they're at.
Looks like it's 100 million. So I mean, if that thing could absolutely rip. Um, if we see a volume spike. Oh, that's pretty low liquidity though. But 27,000 volume a day on a share price worth like $6. So that's probably one that's more high risk, high reward scenario. But yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
it is up towards the bottom of the channel, so that could be a good one for sure.
yeah. One announcement, and they're gonna pop. They should pop.
It's like
That's the thing, or acquisition, even an acquisition. I mean, they're the one of the ones I push often as an acquisition target because they actually have what people got to realize is when you're going to if you're going to put a battery in a drone, you don't just go and put a battery in a drone. You can't just buy any battery and do that. There's currents you have to think about, um, temperatures outside the drone that could impact the actual battery. There's a lot of different things how it's packaged that matter and weight. And so ULB already has that. Companies like Dragonfly Energy, theirs are not formulated for those kind of tasks. So they'd have to redesign them. And it may take 4 or 5 months, but they'd have to redesign at that point.
And on top of that, now you have to think of NDAA compliance. If we're talking about defense space drones, a lot of people didn't realize that when the FCC added a lot of like the companies like DJI and other Chinese suppliers and manufacturers, it wasn't just for drones; it was for drone components as well, which is huge, 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 huge for any kind of component manufacturer here that's onshore or is NDAA cleared. Which is why UMAC, Unusual Machines, is my sleeper right now in terms of growth within the next like 6 to 12 months. We have to think with the drone dominance gauntlet, the Department of Defense or Department of War, whatever you want to call it, is going to be putting up a bill of 1.1 billion check for drones in that program. That's a lot of motors. That's a lot of motors. That's a lot of lenses. That's a lot of different parts that are going to be needed to produce those drones. And a lot of the companies that are in that gauntlet are ones that deal with unusual machines for components. And then they also have ties, some ties to the White House, and then some other ties to people like PDW, Ondas, people that make really, really, really good drones that will probably win some bids. So I think UMAC's done a good job of scaling. They've definitely beefed up their facilities. They've gotten a couple good acquisitions in the last few months as well, and they've had, I think, consecutive revenue growth quarter after quarter for 8 quarters, and then also were profitable last quarter as well. So I think they are an absolute sleeper, an absolute steal at sub $12 right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if that pushes to all-time highs, like 25 or 30 by the end of 2027, depending on component orders. So I think we're gonna have to watch who wins that program. Um, excuse me, the drone dominance gauntlet program. It's going to be a few vendors, but we'll have to be watching for orders there. 'Cause of course, those are going to come in after they win bids. But I'm expecting big, big, big revenue increases as the just general market has shrunk of who can actually produce these parts, and they're the leaders of some FPV headsets and supply for motors. So no one else is really positioned like them to benefit. And at their market cap right now, I wouldn't be surprised yeah, if we see a 2x or 3x over the next few quarters. 3x maybe is pushing it, but 2x, I mean, I could see us going back to 20 pretty quickly. So that's my sleeper right now.
I mean, I think that suppliers are going to matter. If you guys notice, how we don't just push every drone stock, it's because we spent so much time looking at them all that we've realized that the the money's really gonna be in, like you said, the supplying, and then those who can handle multiple drone areas. If you only have 1 drone and it's surveillance, it's out for me. I'm not even interested. If they only have 1 surveillance drone, because the competition is too heavy. And even right now, following the drone space on the private companies that aren't even public yet, that's a whole different ballgame. These cheap drones that are gonna be less than $10,000, $5,000, there's a lot of those coming. And so what I love about place companies like Ondas is they're actually going in there and, um, preparing for bigger drones, transport drones, mothership drones. that's where we're headed. So if we're sitting here trying to invest in the past of a surveillance drone and that's all they do, I mean, it's not that interesting. The story's not that interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I had pretty much given up completely on Red Cat Holdings until they talked about the blue ops stuff more, because I think there is going to be a market for the maritime drones, and the profit margins on those looked great. But when they were just doing the surveillance stuff, even though the product from Teal was amazing, it's not enough. It's not enough, and there wasn't enough cash on the sheet. I mean, whoever's going to win this is going to have a lot of cash on their balance sheet to be able to make the big acquisitions that'll turn them into a prime or a neo prime. And I mean, when I just picked up Rotron, man, seeing those videos, seeing that they would have autonomous carriers for the drones, and a mothership, it's who else is doing that at this market cap? I mean, let's just say who else is doing that in general? Like, there's not many. Maybe Endural, maybe Lockheed, maybe Grumman, a few of them, but no one is doing it at the size they are, and no one has a balance sheet like they do. So we're going to see a lot of crazy stuff get picked up here by them.
Yeah, and I do. I mean, I do like Anduril guys, but Anduril is still it's like a research lab in a lot of ways. I mean, they have cool stuff, but we keep seeing like them get some kind of cool product. They show it. It's sexy. It looks good. And then, but you don't see like these massive orders come through, at least because they're not public, right? They're still private. And I think I can't really put a lot of faith in their products quite yet until I see them out in the field. And I really want them to go public so things get more transparent. I like when companies are public. I'll just be full truth. I mean, I like a public company better. I feel like the information is more real at that point.
And we're
So
coming up on like 42 minutes. I think you want to just like take some questions from the chat and then
yeah,
answer a few of those and then wrap it up. And then I know next time we'll see about getting some video, so you're not looking at the
yeah,
phone
yeah.
screen.
So
All right.
Archer, I see Archer already in there. I love Archer guys. I mean, I love their CEO. I love their story. I don't. I mean, I think it's going to be this year that they'll do well, but they've got to start announcing stuff. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Their news stream is god awful. We ain't getting nothing, and we're not getting much from Joby either. We're getting like a few contracts here and there, but Archer's got to ramp up the PR. That's all. That's what I think.
Yeah, Archer disappointed me. I went heavy on it this year, buying 20,000 worth of shares and then leaps in the gem vault along with CSPs, and I really thought they would respect that channel of around 7 to 14 and then a sell off until we got more information. But it's been radio silent, which is surprising, especially with the FAA about to do the pilot programs and release the 6 or 7 companies that were selected. It's been just silent. And I believe they were supposed to have a flight test happen already, but it didn't. So I know there's some stuff going on behind the scenes, I think, with Enduro. There's a guy named I Killed the Kraken on Reddit and After Hour that has some thoughts on it, and he's definitely a good guy to follow if you're bullish on Archer. Um, but yeah, it's been a little disappointing in the short term, but I think we're at deep support, and I'm expecting it to rally up, hopefully to previous liquidity levels around 14.
I mean, they definitely are, in my opinion, they're definitely undervalued for what they're building. I mean, if what I'm hearing through the grapevine is true, that they're actually building a modular, large drone, basically larger than anything else we have to transport things, uh, that's a game changer. And if Anduril's doing it with them, that's a game changer for both companies. If that's true, we don't know anything because how long have we been talking about this Anduril partnership without any solid, information? That's my thing. So
Yeah, I think we're just so early on the eVTOL. I think the drone stuff is now or the next like 1 to 3 years. eVTOL, I think we're still 5 years out, maybe 4 years out. So it's yeah, not if but when. It's just we're early, and I don't think we're getting a lot of news until the concepts are actually gonna have like prototypes. Because I know that market is gonna. Oh man, I put a post out about the market cap of just eVTOL in general, but it's gonna absolutely explode after 2030. So tons of money. It's just who's gonna win. Right now, I think Archer is gonna be one of the winners, but it's off of a theory, not really any like hardcore test flights and tangible evidence. So that's always something to think about with the risk factor.
Yeah, and you got the wild cards, right? Like you've got HOVR and their New Horizon. They're going to have one of the longest ranges I've ever seen. So you right now you guys are in a good space. Like if you're looking at this, you're thinking like I got to buy one today. You don't have to buy one today because if the market is kind of shifting down, you got time. They're not going to announce tomorrow they're going to production. They're not, and on any of them really.
Be funny
So
if they did. It'd
yeah,
be funny if they did. That'd be a good clip.
they did this. Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'll never live that down. But you got time. You got time, and I love Hover. I mean, in Canada, I think we are in America. We're constantly like U.S. 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 But there's interesting companies in other places. So give them attention. What other questions we got?
I was looking at a few of them were Archer.
See. Oh, and somebody mentioned Peter Thiel. I'm not always a fan of him as much. He just invests in some of the most evil stuff I've seen, and not really Palantir, but like, he just kind of gives me a weird vibe. I don't know what it is about him. Just weird vibe.
Scott said, "Do you think AMD will be a big player over the next 5 to 6 years?" I mean, absolutely, right? AMD is a lot of upward scaling possibility, just with how much of the market share NVIDIA has and how far behind AMD really is in terms of market cap scale. I mean, I think they're going to be massive.
They do, and then they've got a lot of government support here, and then don't count Intel out because if anything, there was a turmoil. Intel does have that domestic manufacturing down. It's hard to count any chip companies out right now. I mean, really, just to count them completely out. AMD has more upside though, as you said. Still doesn't mean I'm going to buy a bunch though, because that stock has hurt me too many times.
Oh yeah, I mean, I tried to catch one. It was a falling knife all the way down into double digits. I mean, it was absolutely brutal. I had leaps on there that later were worth a ton, but it took forever for that thing to turn around. I thought there was just some interesting things from management that I didn't necessarily agree with how they were handling stuff in terms of their size. I think things should have been done a little bit better, but
Well, they have the
that's probably a
worst.
long-term hold.
They have the worst audio quality I have ever seen at every one of their events. They have like the CEO call in on like her like landline phone and then they just play it on speaker. I think I'm seeing like that's what I think is actually happening. They're playing it on speakerphone on her mic on
Oh,
the mic.
I was losing my mind in the Lightpath earnings call when the analysts were on and the guy was in his car calling it in his car and he had his turn signal on and it was just beeping 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 while the CEO Sam Rubin was trying to talk and it was just so distracting. I don't know how he even answered the question because I couldn't even think. It seems like it'd be such an easy thing just to have a good earnings call and just set it up right. I mean, I'm saying that now as we don't have video, so maybe it's harder, but we're also not running, multi-billion-dollar businesses. So
I mean, there's
yeah.
teenagers in their rooms that have better audio and visual setups than I've seen most of these companies have. I'm just gonna be real with you. Like most of these companies have terrible setups. I do not understand it.
Maybe that's a market we can get into, setting it up for the big boys.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that'd be a kind of a fun thing. Get the inside scoop everywhere we go. Uh,
Sonny knows some guys.
yeah. If you guys don't know, we have Sonny on our team. He's kind of like our liaison to get people. He kind of just keeps going at people. He's the sales guy. It works. All right. Let's see. Is anybody else? Let's see if there's anything. I'm trying to catch up with any other questions. Let's see. MU's looked good for a while. Chips are. I mean, they're good. Let's see, memory. Yeah. And somebody mentioned Copen. I Copen is just a good one. Most people don't know. I mean, they say Copen, but they don't realize why they're beneficial. The fact that they manufacture those little displays and those are going to be into basically every defense application. It's powerful. I do see that they like try to market in the medical side, but I will tell you that getting physicians, and I'm married to one, getting them to actually wear the stuff in a surgical environment is not gonna is probably not gonna happen. It makes really good PR images, but they're not doing that.
Copen was one of the ones that Sonny picked up a ton of leaps on, wasn't it? He bought in big, I thought, recently.
He did.
Um,
He wants.
after has been crazy with all the drama and all your stuff, so I get confused. I haven't been on it as much just because I feel like people have lost the plot. We're down 0.5%, and people no one wants to talk about investing, so it's just a bunch of
Yeah, and it is
random.
interesting how the app, and we will like, I guess we can finish it with just talking about the market.
Yeah,
You guys can notice after hour X, whatever, as soon as the market starts having turmoil, like people just get like angry at each other, and it doesn't really help. I mean, it's funny sometimes to look at what kind of stuff gets posted, but I mean, it's really confusing for people, and it puts a lot of fear in people if you can't tell people why. So if you're saying like the market's going to go down next week, or there should be a reason why. Why do you think that? I mean, I have my reasons why I think we're in a weird time, but I also see people just say it's going down and then give no reason. Yeah, I don't think that's that helpful.
that's my issue with stuff. I love a great contrarian play or opinion, but it needs to be backed up with factual data. If you're just saying it's going to do something just 'cause it's going to do it, that's not helpful in any dialogue. It's just like fear mongering or clickbaiting. You gotta have reasons. And we've had a few good, like bearish, I don't like contrarian plays on us and a few other things, but sometimes I just see something where the information just absolutely was taken from ChatGPT. I'm like, okay, I'm throwing this out.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
hate that. I mean, AI is so valuable, but if people don't, they just copy paste it. Man, that drives me nuts. Drives me nuts. It's my
yeah,
biggest
I mean,
enemy.
I use it to collect a bunch of data, but then it's like I write out my own stuff. Like it's very easy to tell, just by the way the LLMs speak. It's like, okay, that's absolutely AI, and I scroll past it.
I've seen
Uh,
some people on different apps keep in the last line that says, "Do you want me to add anything else for blah blah blah?" Like I've seen
that's
those
insane.
like the lines at the back at the end. So I saw one guy who just screenshotted his chat GPT and put it out there as an X post. I was like, dude, you didn't even get the effort to copy paste. Like this is next level down.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that's the issue. I mean, I love it for, I mean, like just like earnings call transcripts, for example. Like just throwing that in there and be like, okay, take every key point from like each analyst and like making sure that that was actually in the article. Like I think it's a great tool to just collect and quantify data, but it doesn't do any deep dives into anything. Like it's not going to connect any dots. It's going to fill information to confirm whatever your original bias was. It's not going to uh, properly pull the data and then understand it how a person was. So at least for us, I know our jobs aren't going to be replaced anytime soon as analysts, just because the LLMs are way behind on that. They couldn't connect two dots if they tried. They had a piece of string.
Yeah, that is the y'all's prompts matter. Some people are really good at prompts. Like M Finance is really good at prompts. Um, and those
Oh,
prompts
I gotta
matter.
get his stuff. Yeah, he's amazing with what did he create? He created I'm blanking.
He's he's
We'll have to have him on.
he's got a ton of creations. And that's it's powerful. I don't use a lot of them because I just kind of like I wing it a lot. I wing it really good though, but I do wing it a lot. Um, and but yeah, he's powerful at the data.
I wish I understood half the stuff he was doing on there. All I know is it's cool. I don't understand it. That's that's not our job.
Yeah,
He's the master. Also, he should. I still think he should sell some of those indicators he was making with predicting wheels and stuff. He deserves it. That stuff's awesome.
yeah. I mean, if he ever got sent back to a place, he's told a story, so I can tell it. But if he ever gets sent back, he can just like start his own little firm inside in the cell. Right, finance? I see him in there.
He's in here. He's in here. I saw him. He needs to help us set up the stream stuff for next time. We gotta make sure that we're actually able to either show videos of us or of something. Um,
Yeah, we'll
If we're
just
gonna
have a
talk for 55 minutes at a black screen.
no, it's okay. I think this is actually a great return here. 67 people is not bad. It's
No, it's awesome. I'm just thinking like people with like
good.
ADHD like myself, it's like they see that, they're like, "I'm out of here." It's like I'm very engaged in it, so, it's different, but I can imagine someone who's like, "Okay, what is being talked about?" They
Yep.
just, they peace out.
Yeah. Well, guys, you got any other questions? We're gonna probably sign out for today.
Yeah, I think, we'll be releasing, at least a teaser, soon for the interview stuff, and then we'll be having,
Yep.
the interview sections out, in pieces probably, but it's gonna be some really interesting stuff, with Eric Brock, CEO of Ondas Holdings, that we went to go see a couple weeks ago. Some information you guys probably haven't heard yet. Nothing insider, so don't worry about that. But just maybe things that haven't been covered in previous interviews that we wanted to call out specifically in ours. So it's going to be some good content for sure.
Yep. Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks everyone. Thanks Josh. Well, let's do this next week. It's fun.
Yep.
Maybe
I'm in.
maybe bring Michael on or something or Sunny. Remember.
Yep. I'm in.
All
All
right,
right,
I'll
guys.
send the recording out. See you guys.